Welcome to Mates. This is Mangeya, the Mates Eagle. Right. So this one is for Zimsec, Zimbabwe School Examination Council. It's a mathematics paper 1 for June 2019 session. Then after watching this video, please subscribe, like and share this nice powerful video. Then instructions. Omission of essential working will result in loss of marks. Then if the degree of accuracy is not specified, 3 significant figures. Then unfortunately on this paper 1, no calculators are needed. No calculators in this paper. Let's get started. Question number 1. Express 12 over 25 as a decimal fraction. Right, so you just say 12 over 25. First thing, you say 25 into 12. Right, there's no common factor between the two. So just say 25 into 12 is actually 0. Right, then you put 0 on 12 to be 120. You put a comma. 25 into 120 is 4, up to 100. Then remainder 20. Then you put 0. 25 into 200 is 8. So it's 0.48, done. Then item B, 2 over 5 is a percentage. Percentage is times 100. So you just multiply by 100%. It's as a percentage. 5 into 10 is 2 into 0, 0. Then 2 times 20 is 40%. Put units, please. Then 0.0375 as a fraction in its lowest terms. Right, what you do is you do it like this. You say 375, the number that is the over 1. And you put the zeros down there that are the same or equivalent to the number of decimal places that we have. We have 1 decimal place, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 decimal places representing 4 zeros that you have to put. Then after that, you can start simplifying now. So you simplify, you can reduce by 25. 25 into 35, because there's 5 at the end. 25 into 35 is actually 1. Remainder 25 goes 25, 37 minus, you say 37 minus 25. Is it 12? 125. 25 into 125 is 5. Like this. Then 25 into 100 is 4 into 0, 0, 0. So it's 15 over 400. Right, you simplify by 5. You simplify by 5 here. It will be 5 ohm. 5 into 15 is 3. 5 into 40 is 8 into 0 is 0. That's what it do. Then it's 3 over 8, done. Next, let me turn this one. Question number 2. Write down the next term in each of the following sequences. Right, we have 1 in the first sequence, 4, 9. Right, so you have to just determine or check the sequence. How are we getting the second from the first? Or how is our sequence lined up? Now you can check. These are square numbers. It's a list of square numbers. Number 1 is 1 to the power 1. 1 to the power 2. Then this one is 2 to the power 2. 3 to the power 2. 4 to the power 2. 5 to the power 2. 6 to the power 2. Which the next one must say in the power 2, which is 49. Then on this part, 2, part B, 2, root 3, 5, 7, and 11. Right, these are prime numbers. So which means the next prime number is 13. So it's root of 13, done. Then the next one, to get the second from the first, we're dividing by 2. So to get this one, just divide by 2, so it's at half. Or you can say 0.5, done. Next, 3 girls aged 12 years, 13, 15, share 100 in the ratio of their ages. Calculate the amount of money that each girl receives. So the ratio first, 12 is to 13, 15. Then total ratio, it will be 12 plus 13 plus 15. What we get here, you must get 40. So 40 is the total ratio, which means the first got 12 over 40 of the amount they shared. The second one, 13 over 40. The third one, 15 over 40 times they shared 100 here, 100 here, 100 the amount that they shared, these guys. Right, so you simplify here, 0 and 0 comes out. Then 4 into 12 is 3. 3 times 10 is 30. So this one got $30. Units, please. Then the second one, 0, 0 comes out by 2, 2. By 2, 5. 13 by 5, 3 by 5, 15, carry 1. Then it will be 65. 65 over 2. 2 into 6 is 3. Then 2 into 5 is 2, remainder 1. so it's 0.5. So it's 3250. That's the second one. Then the third one, 0, 0 comes out by 2, 2 by 2, 5. Then 75 over 2. 75 over 2, 2 into 7 is 3. Remainder, 1. 2 into 15 is 7. Remainder, 1. Then it's 37.5. Like this one. So it's 3250. Then 3750. So these are odd dollars. Please take note of the units. Then next, convert to base 10. When you're converting to base 10, you express in powers of its own base. This one is 4, 3, 4, base 5. So our base is 5 here. So the first value is 5 to the power 0. Second is 5 to the power 1. Third is 5 to the power 2. So you say this 4 times the value on top there. So it's 4 times 5 to the power 2 plus 3 times 5 to the power 1. 3 times 5 to the power 1 plus then 4 times 5 to the power 5 times 5 to the power 0. Sorry, it's 5 to the power 0. Then simplify this one. 5 squared is 25. Times 4 is 100. 5 for 1, 5 to the power 1 is 5 times 3 is 15. Then 4, 5 to the power 0 is 1. Any number raised to the power 0, the result is 1. Then 1 times 4 is 4. If you can add, you get 119 base 10. Just like that. Then next, 75 base 10 to base 2. So if we are converting from base 10 to other bases, we divide by the base. In this case, it's base 2. So you put 75, you divide by 2. 2 into 75, 2 into 7, 3, remainder 1. 2 into 15, 7, remainder 1. Like this. Then by 2 again, 2 into 3 is 1, remainder 1. 2 into 17, 2 into 17 is 8, remainder 1. Then 2 into 18 is 9, remainder 0. Then 2 into 9 is 4, remainder 1. Then 2 into 4 is 2, remainder 0. Then 2 into 2 is 1, remainder 0. Then 2 into 1 is 0, remainder 1. So to divide up to the point where you say 0, remainder 1. Then you count, you take going upwards. You have this one down here, you write 1. Then there's 0 and 0. You write 0, 0. Then there's 1 and 0. There's 1 and 0. Then there's 1 and 1. There's 1 and 1. And it's base 2. Done. Right, next question, number 5. Right, this one is geometry. In the diagram, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral in which AB is called AB, AD, then BC is called DC. AC is the diameter of the circle, and ADB is 10 degrees. State the special name given to the cyclic quadrilateral ABCD. So this one, if you can check, it's a kite where we have two sides. It's made up of two isosceles triangles. That's called a kite. Right? So there are two isosceles triangles where two sides they are the same. So this one is called a kite. Done. Then next, find ACD. ACD, then ADC. ACD, ACD. Right? So if it's like this, then you know that these are base angles of an isosceles triangle. This one is 10. Let me just fill in all the angles. Then after that, this one, this angle. To find this angle, that is BAD. You say use triangle ABD. ABD. So you say 10 plus 10 from 180. 180 minus 10 plus 10. So it will be 180 plus 20. It will be 60. 160. Right. Then for a kite, if you can draw a diagonal, it will bisect these angles into 2. These angles also into 2. So which means since it's 160, 160 divided by 2 is what? Is 80. We mean this angle will be 80. This angle also be 80 degrees, right? Please take note of that part. Take note of that part. Right. Then, if it's a kite, then it means this one is the diameter. So this angle is supposed to be 90 degrees. Also, this angle is 90 degrees, right? So the diagonals also, they meet at 90 degrees. This one is 90. This one is 90. So the diagonals, they meet at 90 degrees. Please take note of that part. Diagonals of a kite, they meet at 90 degrees, right? Then you can also say opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral, they are the same. So you can say this angle and this angle, 160, and this angle, they add up to 180. Sorry, they add up to 180. So you can say to get angle BCD, BCD is 180 minus 160. So which is 20. So this angle is 20. So which means this one is 10. This one is also 10. I'm sure you can get that part, right? So it's 10 and 10. Right, so I'm just filling everything, all the angles that are there. Right, so 10, 10. So you can also use the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the opposite interior angle. So this angle 10, that is angle ABD, is equal to angle ACB. Still the same. Right, then we have this angle here. Since it's 90, this whole angle, so this one is 80. And this one also is 80 degrees. I'm sure I've just filled everything. All the angles that are needed here in this case. So please take note. For a cyclic quadrilateral, opposite angles, they are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. These are opposite angles. This one is cyclic quad. It's a quadrilateral, all of whose sides must touch the circumference of a circle. So this angle and this angle, if it's x and y, x plus y is equals to 180 degrees. Opposite angles, they are supplementary, which means they add up to 180 degrees. Right. Then question number 6. The Venn diagram shows the universal set and subset P, Q, and R. In the Venn diagram, shade the set P complement. Complement, it means P complement outside P. Outside P. Complement means outside that set. So P complement intersection R. Combined with everything in outside R intersection Q. Right? P complement intersection R outside P. Combined with what is in R. So this is the item. So this one that I have shaded is P complement intersection R. Then combined with R complement is union, which means everything. One just want everything. So this part is needed. So R complement intersection Q. R complement what is outside R intersection Q. So this part. Yeah, so R complement intersection Q. So it will be this one also. It's supposed to be outside R. So it's R complement outside R combined with what is in Q. What is outside R combined with what is in Q. Right? So this part is also part of the system because it's also in Q. Right? Then P complement intersection R. That is outside P intersection R. Then R complement outside R intersection what is in Q. So it means this small part, we don't need it, right? Then next part, convert 647 cents to dollars. It just divide by 100. 647 you divide by 100. So it's $6.47. Simple. Next, the exchange rate for converting United States dollars to South African rand is 1 rand is 13.80. Calculate the equivalent of 75.90 in rands. So $1 is 13.80. What about these dollars? So it divides. So it says 75. Calculate the equivalent of $75 in rands. So you multiply. Because $1 is called 13 rand 80. So you multiply the two items, right? So let's multiply these two items. So these are zeros here at the end. So we might not. So you can say 0 here. Let's put 0. Then after that, you put placeholders. Right. Let's say 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 9, 9. 1 times 5, 5. 1 times 7, 7. That's how you multiply this multiply numbers actually. Then you put, you know, we move on to 3. So there are 2 actually. So they have 2. Then you move on to 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 9 is 27. Carry 2. 3 times 5 is 15 plus 2, 17. Carry 1. 3 times 7, 21 plus 1, 22. Right. You move on to 8. Let's move on to 8. 8 is the last one. Then 8, you put your placeholder, then you say 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 9 is 72, 2 carry 7. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 7, 47 carry 4. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 4. 56 plus 8 times 0, 0. 8 times 9, 0. 8 times 9 is 72, 2 carry 7. Then 8 times 5 said it's 40 plus 7, 47. 7 carry 4. 8 times 7, 56 plus 4. It will be 60. Then we add. Then this one will be 0, 0, 2. 7, 14. 9 plus 7, 16 carry 1. Then 5 plus 1, 6 plus 6 plus 2, 14. Then 7 plus 2 is 9. 14, 9, then this will be 10. Right. Because it's 5 plus 1, 6 plus 2, 8 plus 6, 14, 4 carry 1. So 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 2, 10. Then decimal places, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's supposed to be 1,000. 1,000. These are runs. 1,000. Then 046.42. And these are runs. Done. Next, this one is a simultaneous equation. Solve the simultaneous equations. You can use elimination or substitution, but in this case, we just use elimination. Let's go this equation. Let's call it 1. This equation, let's call it 2. So equation 1, you multiply by 3. You multiply by this number here. Then equation number 2, you multiply by 5, this number. Right, what you want is to eliminate in this case. Let me say, let's eliminate x, right? That's the easiest one. We can eliminate y. Multiply the first equation by 2, just like that. Then the second by 1. But let's eliminate x. It's easier for most of you. Right, so you can say 3 times 5. So the whole of equation 1 by 3. It will be 15 here. X. Then minus 3 times 2y is 6y. Then it's called 3 by 26. What is 3 by 26? It's 6 by 3 is 18, 8 carry 1. 3 by 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. Then, next item, you multiply the second by 5. It will be 15x here. Then minus. Then 5 times 4y is 20y. Then it's equals to 5 times 0 is 0. Then you subtract so that you can remove y. X. Then minus 6y minus 20y. It's the same as 20 minus 6 is 14. 14y is equals to then 78. Then divide by 14 both sides. Right, can 14 get into this item? Let's say 7. No, 7 can't. 3 times 5, 15x. 3 times 2 minus 6y. Then 3 times 26. 26 times 3 is 18. 8 carry 1. So it's 78. That's correct. Right, so you can say 78. Let's try to reduce by minus 6 minus 20. It's 20 minus 6, which is 14. That's correct. Let's 78 minus 0 is 78. That's correct. So you can simplify by 2 here. You can say y is equals by 2. It's over 7. Then 78 by 2. 2 into 7 is 3 remainder 1. Then 9. So you can say 39 over 7. That's for your y. Then for your x, you can take in equation. You can say equation 2. Then 3x plus 4 times y, which is 39 over 7. Then it's equal to 0. So it will be 3x. 3x plus, then this one will be 4 times 39. It will be 36 here, carry 3. Then it will be 15 over 7 is equal to 0. So it will be 3x is equal to minus 156 over 7. Then you can divide by 3. So it's minus 156 over 7. Then divided by 3. Right? 156 over 7 divided by 3, you can just say 156 over 7 times 1 over 3. 3 into 15. It can get 5 times. 3 into 6 is 2 times. So it's 52 over 7. Right? So it's 52 over 7. That's for your x and for your y. Then you can convert these ones to mixed numbers. This one to a mixed number. Right? Then to a mixed number, this one for y, say 7 into 39. it's actually 5, remainder up to 35, so remainder 4 over 7. Then this one is actually 7, 49, remainder 3 over 7. Right, then it will make more sense. Right, then the next part, the sides of a parallelogram are of length 10 centimeters and 8 centimeters. One of the interior angles of a parallelogram is 150. That's an interior angle of a parallelogram. It's actually 150 in this case. Then they said calculate the area of the parallelogram. Area of parallelogram is actually made of 2 triangles, 2 equal triangles. Right, let me sketch the side of a parallelogram. Let me put it like this. This one is a parallelogram. It is made up of 2 equal triangles, right? Take note of that part. Then this parallelogram, they said here, the sides are 10 and 8, which means this one is 10. This one is also 10 centimeters. And this one is 8 centimeters. This one, which means it's 8 centimeters. So 2 sides, opposite sides, they are equal. And this opposite side, they are also equal and parallel. Please take note, they are equal and parallel. Right. Then, let me remove this part. They said one of the interior angles is 150 degrees. So 150, it means this angle is 150. This angle is 150, which means this also is 150 degrees. So this, what about this one? This one is what? So you say opposite angles, in this case, they are interior angles because they are on parallel lines. Because opposite lines or sides of a parallelogram, they are actually parallel to each other and they are equal. So you can say this angle, I can call it x. It's 180 minus 150. Minus 150. Because opposite angles, they are supplementary, they add up to 180 degrees. So it's 30 degrees. So this small angle is 30 degrees, which means this one also is 30. It still is this opposite angles, they are the same. Right? So it's 30 degrees, 30 degrees. Then area of a parallelogram, area you say base times height. Actually, it's made up of 2 equal triangles here in this case. So you can say area of this triangle A and plus area of this triangle B. So area of triangle A is half base times height, or half AB sine theta. Because we don't have our height. Half AB sine theta. Then it will be, for a parallelogram, we multiply by 2. Because there are 2 equal triangles, this 2 and 2 cancel out, so it will be AB sine theta. That's the area for a parallelogram. So AB, it will be 8 times 8 times 10 times sine. Our theta is 30 degrees here. 30 degrees. Then we can say 8 times 10 is 80 times sine 30 is here, is 0.5. So it will be 40. So the area is 40 at the centimeters, square centimeters. Done. Right, next question number 10. A box contains 20 sweets, which are identical in shape and size except for color. 8 of the sweets are yellow and 12 are green. 8 are yellow, 12 are green. Calculate the probability of picking a yellow sweet. Right, just say the number of yellow sweets that are available over total number of sweets, which is 20. How many yellow do we have here? A box contains 20 sweets which are identical in shape and size except for color. Then 8 of the sweets are yellow and 12 are green. So there are 8 yellow and 12 for green. So for yellow is 8 over 20. For green is 12 over 20. So it's 8 over 20. You simplify always. You simplify by 4 here. It will be 2 over 5. Like this. But then 2 sweets are picked at random from the box. Calculate the probability that the sweets are of the same color. Please take note. They didn't write with replacement or without replacement. So if they say just they are picked and they didn't say with replacement, always assume that it's always without replacement. So this one is without replacement. So they pick 2 at random from the box. Calculate the probability that the sweets are of the same color. So of the same color, you can even use a tree diagram, right? A tree diagram. Or you can just say probability of same color is either you can say yellow, yellow, or green, green. You can say yellow, yellow, or green, green. Let me do it like this. Yellow, yellow, or green, green. So this one is probability of yellow, yellow, plus probability of green, green. So without replacement, so if the first is yellow, the probability of a yellow is what? You say, you take the total, which is 8. 8 over 20 times, if I have picked one of the yellow, then it means the yellows, if I am to pick for the second time, they will be reduced by 1, they will be 7. And the total number will be 19, but they will be reduced also by 1. Then plus, then the green, they were 12. If I'm to pick for the first time, there are 12 green over 20. Then if I'm to pick for the second time, then I have picked one green, then the greens, they used to be 12, now they are 11. Then the total number, since I have removed 1, they are now 19. That's what you do. Then you multiply the numerators. 8 times 5, 8 times 7 is 56. 20 times 19. Okay, just simplify, right? You can simplify this one. Or let me just multiply the numerator, the denominators. So it will be 8 times 56, 20 times 19. It's actually 190 by 2 is 0. 2 times 9 is 18. 8 carry 1 is 380. Then plus this one, it will be 132 over 380. Right, the beauty is the denominators will be the same. That's why I just have to multiply the numerators. So the denominators, they are actually the same. You just have to add the numerators. So you say 56 plus 32, and you maintain your denominator. So it will be 8 here. Then 5 plus 3 is 8, is 188. Then simplify this part. What do we get? Simplify this one. You get, you can simplify by 9, can't get into this one. Let's by 2. 2 into 18 is 9. Then 2 into 8 is 4. By 2, yeah? 2, 1, 9, 0. You can also say by 2. What about by 4? 4 can't. Then by 2 again. 2 into 9 is 4, remainder 1. 2 into 14 is 7. Then by 2 again. 2 into 19 is 9. Then remainder 1. Then 5. So it's 47 over 95. Done. So that's it. The next question. Let me turn this one. Next question. Right, question number 11. These are circles. In the diagram, all the circles are equal. Equal already. So all the circles are of equal radius. So their radius, they are the same. Which means these are identical circles, right? They are identical. State the total number of circles. Total number. What a bonus. So total number, you can say this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then at the middle is 7. So there are 7 circles. The next part. Number of lines of symmetry. Right? Number of lines of symmetry. How many sides can you divide this item so that they will be actually the same? So you can cut maybe at this corner like this. You can see it's symmetry. They can fit. Or at this corner. 2. Or at this corner. 3. Or at this corner. So there are how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 lines of symmetry. Even if you can take these points here. This point is 1. Then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still is the same. So there are 6 lines of symmetry. Order of rotational symmetry. In this case, how many sides? If you can 10, then it will be exactly the same shape. Right? So it will also be 6. It's the same as the number of lines of symmetry if the circles are identical. Then it is given that log 6 is equal to this one, log 5 is equal to this one. Calculate log 30. Log 30, right, you are given log 6 here and log 5. And you must know the base. What is base? Is 10. So log 10, because log 10, you know, base 10 is equal to 1. If there's no base, the base is 10. So log 10 base 10 is equal to 1. So if the base was 5, we're supposed to write log 5. Add it. Right, then the number that we have 6 here, and a 5 here, and we have the base here, which is 10. So now, if we are being asked to find log 30, you check which numbers did we consider 6, 5, 10 for us to be able to get 30. Which ones can we check to get 30? There are only 2 things, multiplication or division. So which numbers can we multiply for us to be able to get 30? So you can say 5 times 6 or 6 times 5, right? It's 30. That's what you can do. Then after that, you can expand log 6 plus log 5. This is the law of multiplication of logs, right? So you add. So it will be log 6, you take log 6, which is 0.7781, plus log 5, which is 0.6990. You add the two. You get 1 here. You get 17, 7 carry 1. You get 16 plus 1, 17, 7 carry 1. You get 14, 4 carry 1, 1 point. So that's the answer. Then next, log 1.2 million. Wow. So log 1.2 million, you just say log, which number can you multiply? So in this case, you can break into 12 times. This one will be, how many is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one is 10 to the power 5. You can check. Right? So it's like this. Then it will be log 12, you break it, plus log 10 to the power 5. Then after that, log 12, check, is 2 times 6. It's 2 times 6. But do we have 2? We don't have it, but you have to see what you have to do. So log 12, you have to break it again. So it's 2 times 6. 2 times 6. Like this. Plus log 10 to the power 5. Then it will be log 2 plus log 6 plus. This one you can simplify to 5 log 10, right? And log 10 base 10 is 1. Then log 6, we have it already on our item, but log 2, then you have it. So it find a way to find log 2. So log 2 is log, you can say 10 divided by 5, because we have 10 and 5. So plus log 6, then plus 5 log 10. So it will be here, log 10, you break it down. So it will be log 10 minus log 5. So when you are dividing, you subtract. Then plus log 6 plus 5 log 10. Then you substitute the values. Log 10 is 1. Log 5, we have it here. Is 0.699. 0.6990. That's log 5. Then log 6 also have it here. 0.7781. Plus 5 log 10. Log 10 is 1. So 5 times 1 is 5. So you can add this part. 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus, you already have, I'm sure I will have this part. So this one is subtracting this part, right? So it's 5. 5 minus 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 plus this one, it will be 5.7781. It is 0.699890 is subtracting everything. It's subtracting here. So it's subtract. So it will be 1 here. 8 minus 9, what do you get? 8 minus 9 it can't. So you borrow the base, which is 10. So you say 18 minus 9 is 9. But you add 1 here to become 10. 7 minus 10 it can't. So you borrow the base and add here. So it will be 10 minus 10. 17. 17 minus 10 is 7. Then here 7 minus 7. 7 minus 7 is a 0. Then 5. So this will be your final answer. Then you can say done. Next, calculate the size of the one exterior angle of an 18-sided regular polygon. One of the exterior angle of an 18-sided regular polygon. Right, 18-sided regular polygon. Want the size of one exterior angle. The sum of exterior angles of any polygon, exterior. That's what you have to know. Is 360 degrees. Right? So each angle is the sum of angles over the number of angles, which usually is n. Right? So if you want to find n here, you can just say there are how many sides here? 18-sided. So you can just say each angle is equals to 360 over n, the number of sides, over 18. Then 18 into 360 is 20. It's 20 degrees actually. These are degrees, right? Please take note of that. These are degrees. Then part B, calculate the sum of the interior angles of a heptagon. Interior angles of a heptagon. Sum of angles of any polygon is equals to n minus 2 by 180. Where n is the number of sides. In this case, it's a heptagon. There are 7 sides. So it will be 7 minus 2 times 180. 7 minus 2 is what? It's 5 times 180. 5 times 180, 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 8 is 40, 0 carry 4. Then it will be 900 degrees. Please put units. Put units. Don't forget to put units. Then 14. The number of people N who favor a certain type of energy drink varies directly as the population size S. The number of people N who favor a certain type of energy drink varies directly as the population size S. This one is direct variation, right? So eyes closed, eyes open, you introduce an equal sign and a constant K. Right now they said in a population of 1,000 people, population, this is the number of people, that's N. So its N is 1,000. Then only 40 people. The number of people who favor a certain type of drink varies directly as the population size. So S is the population, so it means this one is supposed to be S. Then N is the number of people, which is 40. So in a population of 1,000, that's the population S. Only 40 people, that's N, were reported to favor that type of energy drink. Form an equation connecting N and S. Right? So these values, 1,040, they'll always be given. And they are the values that will help us to find the value of the constant. In this case, my constant is K. So you substitute, you put them in this equation. So it will be N40, your K is K. Then 1,000. You divide by 1,000, it will be 40 over 1,000 is equals to K. Then you cancel this 0, 0. Then 2, 2, 2. By 4 actually, 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 100 is 25. So it's 1 over 25. So your equation is N is equals to 1 over 25 S. This one is the equation connecting N and S. Then find the population size S, from which 180 people favor that type of energy drink. Right, so this one, you are just using this equation. So please take note, this one is S, is S, is S, 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 it's not 5. So you see S is equals to 1 over 25 S. So you're trying to find 180 people favor. Let's find the size of the population, want to find S. What is S when N is equals to 180? So it will be 180, we substitute. It's 1 over 25 S. Then you cross multiply by 25. 180 times 25 is equals to S. So 180 times 25 is what? 180 times 25. You multiply, it will be placeholder 0. Then 2 times 0, 0. 2 times 8 is 16, 6 carry 1. Then 2 times 1 plus 1, 3. Then 5 times 0, 0. 5 times 8 is 40, 0 carry 4. 5 times 1, 5 plus 4, 9. Then you add these two values. So it will be 0, 0. Then here it's 5, 15 carry 1. Then it will be 4,500. That's the population size. Right, next. In a rectangle ABCD, AB is 12 centimeters, BC is 5 centimeters, expressed as a common fraction, tan ACD. You have to draw your rectangle first. So my rectangle, let me draw it here. Then they said AB, so this one is AB, which is 12 centimeters. Then BC is 5 centimeters. Then you have D. So if it's a rectangle, so this side is also 12 centimeters. This also is 5 centimeters, like this. They said find tan of the angle. Which one? Which angle? As a common fraction. ACD. ACD. So I put my diagonal way like this. And this is 90 degrees. This one is also 90 degrees. So I want to find the angle of tan ACD. So it's this one. This is the angle that you want, right? The tangent of that angle. So tan, we use SOHCAHTOA or CHASHOTAO. CHASHOTAO for Zimsec. Or you can just use SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is direct. Right, it's direct. SOHCAHTOA is just the opposite of this CHASHOTAO, but it's direct. Right. So you can say cos theta is adjacent of hypotenuse. Sin theta is opposite of hypotenuse. Tan theta is opposite of adjacent. But on SOHCAHTOA, I just say sin theta is opposite of hypotenuse. Cos theta of an angle adjacent of hypotenuse. Tan of an angle is opposite of adjacent. Then you are done. So in this case, you can say tan ACD is opposite. What is my opposite? The angle, the opposite is this side. That's the opposite to this angle at C. So it's 5 over, then adjacent is 12. So it's 5 over 12, done. Then next, cos DAC. DAC. So cos of this one. This angle here, DAC. Cos is what? Cos is it's here. It's adjacent over hypotenuse. That's cos. So what is my adjacent? Hypotenuse is this side here. It's AC. That's the hypotenuse. So you have to find AC using Pythagoras. So you can say, by Pythagoras, say A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared, where C is always the longest side. So you can say A squared is 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to C squared, which is AC squared. So it will be 25 plus 144 is equals AC squared. 25 plus 144 is it 169. AC squared, then put square root both sides. You find your AC is equals to, is supposed to be 13. So this side will be 13 centimeters. Right, it's 13 centimeters. So cos now, cos DAC is easy. You just say adjacent, which is 12, which is 5. Sorry, it's 5. So adjacent to this angle, adjacent to this angle at A, this one is actually 5. So if the adjacent in this case, right? So it's 5. Right, so 5 is adjacent to this angle. So you just say it's 5 over, then hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse 13. So it will be 5 over 13. Done deal. Right. Then next item, sign BDC. BDC. So it means I now need this item. And this side is still 13 centimeters. BDC is this angle that I want, is this one. So sign BDC. So you can just say this one is 90 degrees, right? So sign it's so. So it's opposite over hypotenuse. So sign BDC is equals opposite. Opposite to angle D is 5 over hypotenuse. It's 13. Like this. Just like that. Then done. 5 over 13, that's your answer. Then next question. Question number 16. The masses of 6 bags of mealie on the shelf of a shop were as follows. We have 5 what? Find the modal mass. Modal mass is the number which appears the most. In this case, it's 10 kg. It's appearing how many times? 3 times. Then median is the number that is halfway. So you can say how many numbers do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6. You can divide 3, 3. So the median, you can take these 2 numbers. You can add them, divide by 2. So it's 10 plus 10 over 2, which is equals to 10. So it will still be 10, right? So it's 10 kg. We can use location. You can say n plus 1 over 2. Where n is the number of values that we have. So the number of values is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 bags. So that's your n. 6 plus 1 over 2, which is called 7 over 2. 7 over 2 is 3.5. So it means the median is between the third and the fourth value. That's where you can find 3.5. So you find the third, 1, 2, 3. The third is 10, the fourth is 10. You take the 2 numbers, 10 plus 10, you add them, you divide by 2. Then the mean mass. Mean mass, you add all the masses. So it will be 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 20. Then over, how many are these masses? These masses, they are 6. So over 6, that's the mean. 5 plus 5, 10 plus 10 plus 10, 40 plus 20, 60. So 6 over 6 is 10 kg. That's the mean. Looks like everything is just 10 kg. Right, then factorize completely, that's 17. This one is the difference of two squares. This one, there's a square root of p squared is p. Square root of 4 is 2. So you just take the square roots. So it will be p, you take the square root, the first with a minus, the other one with a plus. That's a difference of two squares. You factorized. Then next, it's a quadratic expression. You multiply this and this. So it will be plus 12p squared. Then you find two numbers. When you multiply, they give you this value. This value is called the product. And the value at the middle is called the sum. That's plus 7p. So you find two numbers. When you multiply them, they must give you 12. And when you add or subtract, they must give you the sum, which is 7p in this case. Right, so two numbers, you can try an error method. You start from 1. 1 to 12 is 12. 12 plus 1 or 12 minus 1, you can't get 7. You move on to 2. 2 into 12 is what? It's 6. 6 plus 2 or 6 minus 2, you can't get 7. You move on to 3. So it's try an error method. That's how I find the factors. So 3 and 4. 3 plus 4, you can get 7. So 3 and 4. So you can say 4p and 3p. Then the signs. The bigger number always carry the sign of the sum. So you give the bigger number, sign of the sum. Then you find the sign that are supposed to give to 3. Such that if you can multiply, they give you plus 12. Actually, product plus, it means the signs are the same. If the product is negative, it means the signs are different. But our product is positive. Therefore, the signs are the same. So if the bigger number is plus, the smaller number is positive. Also, is plus. So you replace the middle value, which is 7p, with these factors, with 4p plus 3p. If you can add them even like here, they'll give you 7p, plus 7p right away. Then plus 6. So in other words, we are expressing this expression in another form, such that there are factors in it. You take 2, 2, this and this, then this and this. You factorize 2, 2. On this one, you factor out 2p, then you'll be left with p plus 2. On this one, factor out 3, you'll be left with p plus 2. Right, these values, they must be the same. If you can see p plus 2, you take this p plus 2 inside the brackets. Then outside the bracket, you have 2p and plus 3. You put them inside their own bracket. This will be the answer done. Next, yes or otherwise, find the highest common factor of the two items. Right, the highest common factor, you look at the factors. The factors, the one that is common, you have p plus 2 here and p plus 2. That's the highest common factor, is common in both. So p plus 2 is the highest common factor, done. Next, 18. A right circular cone has a base diameter of 24 centimeters and a slant height of 15 centimeters. Calculate the vertical height of the cone. Vertical height of the cone, so you can draw here, you have to sketch. This is my cone. The vertical height is this one. And we have the radius here, base radius. And there is always 90 degrees. So on the vertical height that you are looking for. So they said a right circular cone has a base diameter of 24, which is radius 24 divided by 2, which is 12. And the slant height of 15. Then they say calculate the vertical height of the cone. If you can see, it's a right angle triangle, use Pythagoras. A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, where c is the longest side. Then h squared plus 12 squared is equal to 15 squared. Then it will be h squared plus, then this one is 144. Then 15 squared is what? 225. Like this. Then it will be h squared is equals to 225 minus 144. Then it will be h squared is equals to, it's 1 here. Then 22 minus 14 is 12. So it's 121. So it will be h squared is equals to 121. You put square root both sides, you get h is equals to, square root of 121 is 11. Done. Next, volume of the cone in terms of pi. Volume, you just substitute. So 1 over 3 pi times radius is 12 squared. Then times height is the one that you found is 11. That's the vertical height. Please take note of that. Not the slant height. Then you can simplify this part. So it will be 1 over 3 pi times 144 times 11. Right, 144 times 11. So this one can be simplified. 3 can get into these items. So 144 times 11. Right, times it's 0 here. Then place order, then 4, 4, 1. Then 4, 4, 1. Then add the two items, 4, 8, 5, 1. So it will be 1,584 over 3 pi. Can 3 get into this? Yes, 3 can get into this. Go 3 into 15. 3 into 15 is 5. Then 3 into 8 is 2, remainder 2. 3 into 24 is 8. So it's 528 pi. And volume units, these are cubic centimeters. Then next, question number 19. It is given that f of x equals that one, find f of minus 4. You just put, they said f of x, and they have to put x here. So f of minus 4, which means minus 4 is replacing our x. So it will be, so where there's x, you put minus 4. 3 minus 4 squared, minus 2 minus 4, minus 8. So it will be 3. It will be 16 here. Minus is plus 8, then minus 8. 8 minus 8, plus 8 minus 8 is 0. So 3 times 16 is supposed to be 48. Done. Next, find the values of x for which f of x equals to 0. What is our f of x in this fellow? So it will be 3x squared minus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. That's my f of x, right? Is equal to 0. Then you can factorize, complete the square, or use the quadratic formula. Whichever way you can use, still it will work. Right. Then let me try to factorize here, or to use the quadratic. Just use the quadratic. You can say, because you just want to find the values of x, right? So you can say a is equals to 3, b is equals to minus 2, c is equals to minus 8, right? So you can say x is equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then substitute. So it should be minus b is minus 2 plus or minus square root of b squared is minus 2 squared. Then minus 4a is 3. Then c is minus 8 all over 2a. 2 times 3. Then now simplify. It will be minus 2 is plus 2. Then plus or minus square root of 2 squared is 4. Minus these two, they will give you a plus. 4 times 3, or 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 8. 12 times 8 is what? 16. 6 carry 2, carry 1. 6 carry 1. Then it will be 96. So it's 96 over 2 times 3 is 6. So it will be 2 plus or minus root of 100 over 6. Root of 100 is 10. So it will be 2 plus or minus 10 over 6. That will be your x. Then you say x is equals to 2 minus 10 over 6. Or 2 plus 10 over 6. 2 minus 10 is 8. Minus 8 over 6. Or 2 plus 10 is 12 over 6. So it will be here. Is x is equals to, by 2 here, it will be minus 4 over 3. Or is 2 here. Minus 4 over 3 is minus 1 and 1/3 or 2. These are the values done. Next, solve the equations. These are equations involving indices. So what you do, you want to get rid of the power 2 over 3. So what you do is, you find a number. That when you multiply with the power will give you 1. Is the opposite. So 2 over 3, then the number will be 3 over 2. If it says negative, then this number must be negative also. But there's no negative in this case, right? So it's just the opposite of the number that will be there. If the number was 2, then the number that was supposed to multiply with, if the power was 2, then the number was 1 over 2. Because 2 is 2 over 1. So erase both sides the power of that number, which is 3 over 2. 3 over 2, both sides. Such that this side there will be x. Is 4 to the power 3 over 2. Then you apply the laws of indices here. So you say x is equals to, you put 4 here, you put the square root 4, then 2 here, then 3 as the power. So square root of 4 is 2 to the power 3, then 2 to the power 3 is 8. Square root of a number is always plus or minus. So it's plus or minus 8. Done. Then next, you cross multiply. You say this x will go, this one x plus 2, so it will be 2. X plus 2 is equals to, then x minus 2 will go with this 3 to multiply. That's cross multiplication. Then remove the bracket. 2 times x, 2x plus 4. is equal to 3 times x, 3x minus 6. Then to be 2x minus 3x collect like terms is minus 6 minus 4. Then this one is minus x is equal to minus 10. Divide by minus 1 by minus 1. You get your x is equals to 10. So x is equals to 10. Done. Just like that. Then next, right, this one is called linear programming. The diagram shows a linear programming region which can best be described using 3 inequalities. One of the inequalities is y is greater than or equal to 0. That this part is the x-axis. That the line y is equal to 0, right? So y is equal to 0. Just remove the inequality, you put equal sign. So it's the x-axis. That the line y is equal to 0. Then the next one, find the other 2 inequalities. The other 2, you take this line here. The line here, you can just say y is equal to mx plus c. Find the equation of the line. Then the c represents the point where the graph cuts the y-axis. For this line, it's 0. So our c is 0. So y is equal to mx plus 0 already, right? So you can say y is equal to mx or y is equal to x, then plus 0. So this 0 you don't need it actually. Then find the gradient. You can use increase in y over increase in x. Form a triangle. You can form a triangle. You can find this point, right? This point you can use increase in y. From this point, it's actually 200. It's minus 200 over increase in x from this one to this one. 100 minus 0 is 0 minus 1, it's minus 100. So it will be y is equals to 2x, right? Or if you are confused the negative signs, you can just don't worry about the signs. Don't put this plus, this minus, this one. Just don't put them. Just work the usual way. Just say 200 over 100. But note that if the line is upward sloping, then its gradient is positive. If it's downward sloping, like this other line here, gradient will be negative, right? So this one is positive. Y is equals to 2x. Then you check the side that will be shaded, right? On y is equals to 2x. So the side is above the line. So above the line is greater than. But you want the side that is not shaded. That is the less than side. That's below the line is less than side. It's 2x. Then you check if the line, this one is bold actually. So bold you put or equal to. If it's dotted, you don't put or equal to. So y less than or equal to 2x. That's the first one. Then the second one is defined by this graph, the dotted line. So you also do the same. Y is equals to mx plus c. C is the y-intercept. It cuts the y-axis at 300. So you say y is equals to then x plus 300. Let's find the gradient. Gradient, you can check. You can take your item. So you can take even from this point. That's why from 300 to 200 is actually 300 minus 200 is 100. Over, then from this point back to the line is 100. You get it? So it's 100 over 100. So it will be y is equals to 100 over 100 is 1. Then plus 300. Since it's downward sloping, then it's supposed to be minus z. What's downward sloping, right? So it's y is equals to minus x plus 300. Y is equals to minus x plus 300. Then check which side is the inequality that you have to put. Shaded is above the line, right? It's above the line. So one below the line, which is the less than side. Then it's dotted, so it's just less than. Then that will be the answer. So less than minus x plus 300. Done. Next, find the maximum value of x and y, given that x and y are integers that satisfy the 3 inequalities. All numbers that satisfy the 3 inequalities. So you find all numbers. They say the largest, the maximum value of x plus y. So you check the values inside, right? Inside our item here, that's where you check. So inside, right on the horizontal, each small box represents how many units? There are 10 here. So 100 here divided by 10 over 10. So a small box represents 10 units on the horizontal. On the vertical, it's still the same. It's 10, 10. Right? So you can check the furthest points. You can check somewhere like this one, somewhere like this one, or somewhere like this one up there. Right? You can satisfy the inequality. Or somewhere like this one because it's still inside. So you can take 200 and 100. 200 and 100. So we can say 200 for y and 100 for x. Then you can get 200 plus 100 is 300. Can it give us the maximum? Let's check on this side. On this side, you can say 280 plus 10 is 290. That one will not give us. Yeah. So this one will be the maximum. So it's 200 plus. Is it 200? Wait. It's this part. It's actually 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. It's 190. It's 190. That is inside. Let's take 190. Because 200 is on the dotted. So the dotted, we don't include it. So just include the bold one. So it's 190 and 100. 190 and 100. 190. So it will be 290. So it's 290. Even on this side, if you can say 290 plus, actually 280, x 280, take this part and you take y10 here. So it will be 280 plus 10, we can still get 290. So the maximum value is 290. Next, expressed in standard form. Standard form is in the form of a times 10 to the power n, where a is the number that is between 1 and 10. And n is a whole number, it's an integer. It can be negative or positive. So this one, the comma, you can see where it is. So you write 618000, then comma. For it to be a number between 1 and 10, it means your comma must be between 6 and 1. Yeah. So you write 6.18 times 10 to the power, right? The number of decimal places that your comma, the number that your comma is jumped. So it is jumped 1 value, 2, 3, 4, 5. The power 5, right? So this will be your answer done. Next, this one, you write 4.23. Because for it to be a number between 1 and 10 is 4.23. Your comma must be between 4 and 2. So if it can move to this side, it will jump how many numbers? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But since we're moving the negative to the right side, you put negative, right? Or the other trick, if this number is bigger than the original, the power is negative. If this number is smaller than the original, then the power is positive. Just like that. You can take that trick, it works very well. Then evaluate leaving your answer in standard form. Leaving your answer in standard form. So what you have to do here, you can just say 8.76. Ignore the brackets first. Times 10 to the power minus 2. Then plus 7.89 times 10 to the power minus 2. Why do you have to ignore the brackets? Because you can check, there's something in common. There's 10 to the power minus 2 on both brackets. In both brackets, there's 10 to the power negative 2. So you can now factor out now 10 to the power negative 2. Or if you are very confused, you can say, let x is called 10 to the power minus 2. So it will be 8.76x, right? Then plus 7.89x. This one, it will be easy to work it this way. Can you get it? It will be easy this way. Then you can just add, you can see these are like terms, right? So if you can add the two, what we get? 9 plus 6 is 15. 5 carry 1. Then this one will be 16, 6 carry 1. This one will be 16, like this. So it will be 2 decimal places. So this will be your answer on this part, right? So I want to do the same here. You'll be left with 8.76 times 7.89, plus 7.89. Then you add the 2, it will be 10. It will be 10. It will be 10 to the power minus 2. Then here it will be, if you can add the 2, is 16.65. Right? Then you have to change this item also inside the bracket. Because this number will be 16.65 times 10 to the power negative 2. We want our answer in standard form. So this one is more than 10, right? So your comma must be between 1 and 6. So you write 1.665 times 10 to the power. Right? So the decimal places, it will be 1. Then times 10 to the power negative 2. And this one will be smaller than this part. So the power will be positive. Then you apply the laws of indices on this part. So it will be 1.665 times 10 to the power. You maintain the base 8 to the powers. So it's 1 plus minus 2 is minus 1. This will be your final answer. Done. Next, this one similarity. They said the diagram shows two intersecting straight lines, AOB and XOY. Then they said OA is P is given, OA is P is given, then and OX is Q is given. Then AO over OB, AO over OB is equals to XO over OY, which is equals to 1 over 3. This is the same as AO over OB is equals to 1 over 3. It's also the same as XO over OY is the same as it's 1 over 3. Take note of that part, right? Take note of that part. Then this one is the same as AO is actually 1/3 of OB. Right? So AO is 1/3 of OB, or you can say 3AO is equals OB. If you can take 3 there, the cross multiplication on this part, because it's AO over OB is equals to 1 over 3. Cross multiply, you can get 3AO is equals OB, which means OB is 3 times AO. So this one will be 3P. Because AO is 3 is P. So which means OB is called 3P. The same applies on this part. It will be 3XO is equals to OY. So OY is 3 times XO, which means it's 3Q. Like this. Right, now they say it expressed in terms of P and OQ, AX. AX vectors remove in a triangle form. So A to X is this side. AX is AO plus OX. Is AO plus OX. What is AO? AO is minus P because we are going against R. Then plus OX is Q. So you can say Q minus P. Done. You start with the positive and the negative. Then BY. BY is this one. BY and the arrows are going this side. Because here we say it is OB. And this one we say it's OY. So BY is BO plus OY. Is BO plus OY. What is our BO here? BO is minus 3P. OY is 3Q. Minus 3P plus 3Q. You can say 3Q minus 3P. Done. Then next, state any two relationships between the lines AX and YB. AX and YB. AX and YB. AX. AX and YB. Okay. Let's check here. What is our AX? Is Q minus P. YB, if you can check this part. So if you can check here, it's more like, if you can multiply this one, AX by 3, we can get YB or BY. Can you see that? Yes, both can multiply by 3 here, you get this value here. So, in other words, 3AX is equals to YB. 3AX. YB. Then the other thing, they are also parallel. Since the one is twice the other one, so if the relationship can be found, it means they are parallel to each other. Then done. Next question. Moyo village is 5 kilometers away from Due village on a bearing of 20 degrees. Ngube village is 6 kilometers away from Due village on a bearing of 60 degrees. Find the bearing of Due village from Moyo village. Right, bearing is always from the north of the from point in a clockwise direction. That's bearing. That's how you read your bearings, or you find your angles. So from the north of the from point in a clockwise direction. So on the bearing of Due from Moyo. But first part, Moyo village is 5 kilometers away from Due village. From is Due. So if I can put my Due here village, then I can put my north on Due. Right. Then this one is 20 degrees. Let me put my Due here. From the north, the angle is 20 degrees to the line with Moyo. So Moyo, let me say it's Moyo is somewhere here. So they said Moyo village is 5 kilometers away. So this one is 5 kilometers and the bearing angle is 20 degrees. Then Ngube village is 6 kilometers away on a bearing away from Due village. on a bearing of 60 degrees. So Ngube is now 60 degrees. Let me use different ink here. From the north, the angle is 60 degrees. So 60 is the blue one. So it's from the same north. Please take note. And this one is 6 kilometers away. Right? So my Ngube, I can put Ngube here. That's Ngube village. Then they said here, find the bearing of Due village from Moyo's village. Due from where? From Moyo. So please take note of the from point. From Moyo. So you go from Moyo and you draw your north at the from point Moyo. And want the bearing of what? Find the bearing of Due village from Moyo. So want Due from Moyo. Due is here. Right? So Due from Moyo is this one. This is the angle that we want. Right? So this angle is 180 plus this small angle here. And based on bearing, we can say Z angles are, all straight lines, they are the same. So you apply, this one is 20, so this angle must be 20. Right? So this small angle must be 20. So the bearing is 180 plus 20, which is 200 degrees. Done. Next, find the distance from Moyo village to Ngube village. Leaving your answer in state form. So it's this one. I join Moyo and Ngube. I can call the distance x here in this case. Right? So the distance from, find the distance from Moyo village to Ngube village, leaving your answer in state form. Right? I have my angle. So if this angle is 60, then this angle is supposed to be 60 minus 20 is 40 degrees, right? Aha. So I can use my cosine. Then this angle on this side, this angle on this side, on Moyo is supposed to be, we have 20, and we have another angle on this side. We can still calculate it, right? Right. You can say here, this angle is 40 degrees, and the angle here is 6 kilometers, and the side here is 6 kilometers, and the other one is 6 kilometers. So we can just use even cosine. We always have a shape like this one. We have x here, and the 5 kilometers here, and they have 6 kilometers here, and they have 40 degrees here. So you can use cosine to find x, right? So let's use cosine rule. So by cosine, you say a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. That's cosine rule. You substitute. A is x squared. B and c are the sides which makes up the angle, which is 5 and 6. They make up the angle 40 degrees. These are our b and c. So you say 5 squared plus 6 squared minus 2, 5, 6. Then cos 40. Like this. So it will be x squared is equals 5 squared is 25. 25 plus 6 squared is 36. Minus 2 times 5 is 10 plus 6 times 6 is 60. Cos 40 degrees. So it will be x squared is equals to 25 plus, it's 1 here, is 61. 61 minus 60 cos 40. Oh, we already have our cos 40. Powerful. Then it will be x squared is equals to, then to be 61 minus 60. Then cos 40 were given as 0.77. So your x will be equal to square root of 61 minus 60 times 0.77. So 6 times 0.77, what do you get? This one you get, you can say 7, you can say over 100. It can make. Let's multiply it. So you can say 60 times 0.77. You can bring this 6, this 0 on 7, so that it will be 10. So it's the same as 7.7 times 6. That's the trick on multiplication, right? So if you can multiply 1.2 times 10, you just bring this one and remove this 0, so it will be 12. So it's the same as 77 times 7.7 times 6. 7 times 6 is 42, 2 carry 4. 42, 46. In decimal place, so it's 46.2. So your x will be root of 61 plus 46.2. 61 plus 46.2, it will be root of, then it will be 0.2 here, then 107.2. Then we can say done. Leave your answer in set form. Set means under the square root. Next, two similar bottles are of height 8 centimeters and 16 centimeters. The bases of the similar bottles are also similar. The surface area of the base of the small bottle is 1.44 square centimeters. Find the surface area of the base of the bigger bottle. Right? If two shapes are similar, then the ratio of their corresponding sides are the same. That's number one. Number two, the ratio of the sides squared is equal to the ratio of the areas. Number three, the ratio of the sides cubed to the power 3 is equal to the ratio of the volumes, if you are being asked of volumes. So in this case, the ratio of the sides squared. So the ratio of the sides, so you say bigger shape side squared over smaller shapes, bigger shape side over smaller shape side squared is equals to area of bigger shape over area of smaller shape, like this. So bigger shape 16 over smaller shape 8 squared is equals area of bigger shape, which is area, over smaller bottle is 1.44. We're already given. Then 8 into 16 is 2. 2 squared is equals to area of bigger over 1.44. Then 2 squared is 4. Is equals area of bigger over 1.44. So you multiply now 4 times. Which area of bigger is 4 times 1.44. What will be the answer here? 4 times 4, 16. 6 carry 1. 4 times 4, 16. Plus 1, 17. 7 carry 1. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 1, 5. 2 decimal places. 5.76 square centimeters. Done. That's for the bigger one. Then find the volume of the smaller bottle if the volume of the bigger bottle is this one. Right? If we're talking of volumes, we say bigger shape side over smaller shape side. Right? Cubed. The ratio of the sides is bigger shape over smaller shape. That's the ratio of the sides. Then to the power 3 is equals to ratio of volumes, volume of bigger over volume of smaller. So bigger, it was 16. Over smaller is 8, the height. To the power 3 is equals volume of bigger is 16 over volume of smaller. Then it will be give you 8 into 16 is 2 to the power 3 is 16 over volume of smaller. Like this. Then it will be 2 to the power 3 is 8 is 16 over volume of smaller. Then cross multiply this one over 1. It will be 8 times volume of smaller is equal to 16. Then divide by 8 both sides. You get volume of smaller is equals to 2. So it's 2 cubic. Just like that. Right, then next part. Question number 26. So this one is transformation. Right. The diagram shows two quadrilaterals A, B, C, D and A1, B1, C1. Then on the Cartesian plane, that's the XY plane, that's the Cartesian plane. Then they say describe fully the single transformation which maps A, B, C onto A1, B1, C1. Right, first check on the size. If size is the same, it's either translation or rotation or reflection. If size is the same. But if size they've changed, then it's either it's a stretch, or it's either enlargement, or it's either shear. Right, that's where the size can change. But in this case, is size still the same or changed? It's still the same. Then we look at the direction now. Direction changed or not? If direction is still the same, then it's a translation. Because translation, size remains the same, direction remains the same. That's called a translation. But if size is the same, but direction changed, you have to be conscious, you have to check. Are the shapes facing each other? If the shapes are facing each other, that's called a reflection. It's more like a mirror. You're looking yourself inside the mirror. That's called a reflection. The image inside the mirror is the same as you. Right? So then in this case, you can see the direction has also changed. And the shapes are not facing each other. It's called a rotation. So rotation, you now look at the angle, the center, and direction of rotation. If you can check here, you mark one point, D, and you mark D, right? So D was on the north. You use your north here, compass, and use your north here, compass. So D was on the north. Now it's on the east. So it changed from north to east. That's 90 degrees. And in which direction? In anti-clockwise direction. So it's rotation, 90 degrees, anti-clockwise. Rotation, 90 degrees, anti-clockwise. Now you have to check on the center of rotation now. Right? The center, in this case, it looks like it's 0, 0. But you can just use your protractor to find the center, or your compass to find the center. Right? But it looks like 0, 0 in this case. Then next, point A2, which is 1 minus 2, is the image of A under a translation. Find the transition vector. So it's the image of A. So we say original point plus translation vector is called image point. So if this one is the image, to find the original point, they said find the vector. So to find the transition vector, you say image point minus original. And you have to present in vector form, right? So our image, we already told, is 1 minus 2. It's the same as this presentation, the same as 1 minus 2. Please take note of that. Then minus the original point, which is A. A. What is the original point of A? It's x minus 1, y1. It's minus 1, 1. Minus 1, 1. Like this. So it will be 1 minus minus 1 is 2. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So this will be 2 minus 3. That will be our translation vector. Right. Then next question, number 27. Right, this one says the diagram is the velocity time graph of an object which decelerates uniformly from a velocity of 90 meters per second to a velocity of 60 meters per second in 10 seconds. They said now it then decelerates uniformly to rest in a feather of 5 seconds. Calculate the total distance covered by the object during the 15 seconds. Right, this one is a velocity time graph. Total distance traveled is area under the graph. So in this case, you can say area under there. You can divide into triangle or trapezium. You can say shape A and shape B. Shape B is this whole shape, which is a trapezium, right? So you can say area of a triangle, which is half base times height, plus area of a trapezium, half A plus B times height. Or you can say triangle, then rectangle and B, then you can take also another triangle. Still it works, it's the same. So half base times height, it will be half. Our base is from, this is my base on that triangle, is 10. Times height is this one, 90 minus 60 is 30. Then plus area of a trapezium is half the sum of the two parallel sides. This side is parallel to this side, right? So this side on top is, this point is 10 here, so it's 10. Plus the other side is 0 to 15. Times height is 60. Then this one, it will be 15 is 150 plus, then this one, half of, you can say 30. 10 plus 15 is 25. 25 times 30. 25 times 30, it will be 150. 150 plus 25 times 30 is the same as 250 times 3. It's 750, right? So it will be 750 plus 150, 0. 0 carry 1 is 900 meters. Your distance is in meters, so the working is already there. The next part, they said average velocity of the object during the 15 seconds. Average speed for the origin is equal to total distance traveled over total time taken. So average speed, average velocity is equal to total distance. Distance traveled over total time taken. Total time taken. Total distance, we got it as 900. Total time is 15. So 15 into 900, 15 into 90 is what? 15 into 30 is 2. So for every 30 is 2. So it's supposed to be 6. 0. So it's 60 meters per second. Done. Then next, deceleration of the object during the last 5 seconds. Deceleration during the last 5 seconds is this part. So deceleration, that's the negative gradient. So you just calculate the gradient of the last final lap. It means this line from this point to this point. So you say increase in y, that is from this point to this point, it will be 0 minus 60 is 60. Over, then this side here is 15 minus 10 is 5. So 15 divided 60 over 15 is actually 1 minus 1 is 12. 12 meters per square second. It's negative. Deceleration is negative acceleration, right? So we are done with that part. And we are done with this item. The paper is done. Please, 0774 024 150. That's say Mangeya, the Maize Eagle. I'm sure you are blessed. Thank you.